Changing times and tighter budgets call for a more strategic investment in your digital resources, and data is what's going to make the difference. So, as we get into the meat of things with Q2, let me remind you that your feelings are not facts, with some insights courtesy of the 2026 Digital Report specifically for Jamaica. So, what do we know? What we know is that Jamaica is at an over 80% internet penetration. We're absolutely a mobile first population, and we are consistently growing in both internet speed and access. Digital, without a doubt, remains king. What is new is how uneven platform value has become and how much demographics have changed. So, in case you didn't know, TikTok is now officially #1 and has overtaken Instagram and is the local standard bearer, reaching over 70% of internet users in Jamaica, and this continues to grow quarterly. Instagram, now in the second spot, is still stable, it's still strong, but it's still flat in terms of user growth. So while we have one platform scaling and the other one is maintaining, so if it is that you're hunting growth, you know that you should be reworking your media mix to include TikTok in some way, shape, or form. Because if you are not, you are possibly under leveraging your reach, depending, of course, on the target market that you're trying to access. Speaking of target market and demographics, fun fact, TikTok skews male, while Instagram skews female. Essentially the same age group dynamics, but apparently completely different audience composition. Surprising, I'm sure, given that the anecdotal view of TikTok tends to be about brands and beauty, but really we're finding that it's the 25 to 34-year-old men who are the primary users. The stats don't really tell us whether they are passive consumers versus creators, but we do know where to find them now. So what this shows us is that it's not really about platform preference anymore and where you want to put your resources. It's about precision targeting for your potential consumer. I've said it once and I will continue to say it a million times. Nothing is designed for everyone. So you must take the time to get into the nitty-gritty of your customer profile and engage resources according to the right people that you want to reach. So we know that TikTok and Instagram are clearly winning when it comes to the ad reach wars. But who are our losers? In this case, maybe you can guess it, it's gonna be X, aka Twitter. So X has dropped nearly 20% in ad reach year over year and only touches about 12% of Jamaica's internet users. Yeah, so the clout kind of wavers but remains. The ad spend value, however, remains a joke. So unless you have a very specific audience there, ad spend is going to be inefficient. Creator-led strategic access points might be the smarter option if it is that you really want to engage X. So we know who we can find, but how can we reach them? I mentioned mobile first. That still dominates as the device or platform of choice, with Jamaica firmly in Android OS territory, but PC or laptop usage has actually jumped surprisingly by 150%. This has opened up space again for longer form content, inclusion of your landing pages, and deeper conversion journeys. So now is the time to experiment with value-driven content that may offer a bit more on the back end after the initial hook. We are completely inundated with empty slop content, including the dreaded AI slop. So creativity and originality are still highly rewarded by the algorithm, so I want you to act accordingly. And last, but certainly not least, the curveball that we can see from miles away. Welcome, chat. So globally, AI traffic is exploding and Jamaica is absolutely no different. The majority of referrals are coming from ChatGPT at a whopping 88.25%. And so what does that mean for you? It means that if your content isn't structured to be discoverable by AI tools, you're invisible in a fast growing layer of the internet, which I can tell you will be another hurdle to getting your content in front of your preferred audience. There's so many more insights that are a part of this report. These are just a few that stood out to me that I decided to share. But I want you to know that the next time you want to think about just making some posts, I want you to think again. You are putting resources and effort into what it is that you're doing online. So you do want your efforts to count. The brands that are going to win, that are going to remain stable, may not be the loudest, but they're going to be the most strategically aligned with how people are actually consuming. So put the guesswork to the side. There is information out there that's going to guide your decisions that you're making. Your digital presence is a huge part of what it is that you do day to day. And so please take the time to engage and invest in strategically thinking about your brand presence online.